What's going on, y'all? This is King Spider-Man from the cast of Atlanta Hitmakers, FEDSqad Entertainment Group. This is Kravve Revviews, the show where we go through mostly comic book stuff, superhero stuff, how it relates to us and hip-hop culture and pop culture and however you live your lifestyle. At the table with me, I have three of my business partners and friends and co-workers. We have Big Boss Frank.
Yeah, you already know what it is. Big Boss Freezy back in the motherfucking Peasy.
Got my boy Sonic.
Hey, what's going on?
And I got my boy Deshaun.
We live, man. We live.
Yeah, Deshaun sexy as a motherfucker, ain't he?
That's not an hint to P. Diddy.
Yeah, we live.
P. Diddy, you nigga into that.
No homo.
Let's do this. Take that.
So, today's topic. This is going to be the inaugural episode of Kravve Revviews, by the way. And because I'm such a superhero head and I've waited my entire life for this age in superhero media that we're having, I'm making my show about superheroes. So, the first topic I want to talk about is black superheroes. Mm-hmm. Since we have what's going on in the world today, excuse me, hold on. Yeah. So, since we have what's going on in the world today with a lot of deaths of a lot of black youth, a lot of protesting on behalf of Black Lives Matter, etc. I thought it would be cool for us to talk about black people in my favorite type of fiction, which is the superhero genre. Black superheroes. How do we feel about them? Are we satisfied with how they've been portrayed since they've been being portrayed? Do we think that they can do better? Do we think we can do better? Do we think we even need to be included in the media? What y'all think?
Well, I'm going to say this is that, of course, black superheroes are important, but what's real messed up is how we didn't really start acknowledging black superheroes till like 2 years ago when Black Panther came out. But even though that we had black heroes like before, even back in the 90s, the 80s, even back in the 50s or 60s, even back in the 50s, like, you know, we did have them. But even though at that time that, what's the word I'm looking for? Even at that time, you know, it was still segregation. It was still racism
segregation,
like them, and they got acknowledged, but they didn't get much acknowledged as if a white superhero does. That's the reason why they started going with these alternate universes where all these superheroes are black. So now they're finally showing that, you know, there's a black superhero that, you know, kids can look up to, if, you know, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, the only black superhero I knew about was Blade. He wasn't even really a superhero. And then it's like with everything else that has a color or a pigmentation, it's considered urban. So it's like, I guess the comic book version of urban is anti-hero. And Blade is a little known fact is that he was really one of the first Marvel characters to really grace the scene. He was one of the very, along with Spawn, you know what I'm saying? Todd McFarlane, shout out to him, did a great job. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Creating the Spawn universe, and which Spawn was a black man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jamie Foxx. I hope I get to see that because Project Power was dope. And the black superhero genre altogether, the only thing we really, like you said, the staples for Black Panther, right, which got misconstrued into a lot of people thinking it was
about the Black Panther.
Yeah, about the actual Black Panther party as a cultural thing, and it's like the comic book thing, but people still came out. You know what I'm saying? We got
my bad. I can hear every geek and nerd that's listening right now just when you was like when you said a comment about how we only started recognizing black superheroes a couple of years ago. Yeah. Because there are people who idolize Storm. Mm-hmm. Right. Because of a cartoon that came out in '92.
Yeah.
Listen. No, Storm.
I love Halle Berry.
Storm.
I love you, baby.
Like yeah, they like Halle Berry.
Nobody else loves you, baby.
The only reason Halle Berry got picked to be Storm is because Storm is supposed to be basically one of the finest women in Marvel Universe. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And in real life, Hollywood, in their eyes, that was Halle Berry. That's why she really got that part, at least in my opinion. But to go back to the comment about black superheroes, man, black superheroes been around a very long time.
Right.
Like, if I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken, but if I'm not mistaken, the way it was gave to me, at least, y'all can Google it if you want. But I think Black Panther actually was like the first. He was like the first African superhero.
Nah, it wasn't.
It wasn't. No, I'm talking about mainstream.
It was Falcon.
Falcon was the first African American superhero. That's what I was about to say. I was about to say Black Panther was the first African superhero,
right.
And the Falcon was the first African American superhero. Because Black Panther is from Africa. The Falcon is from here. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a little different.
There aren't any Falcons in Africa.
I can't say though.
There aren't any Falcons in Africa.
Speaking of the Falcon, what y'all think about the Falcon becoming Captain America?
They're not gonna do it.
Love it.
What do you mean they're not gonna do it?
White people
it's already
ain't
done.
gonna let a black man be the motherfucking poster child
Ashtray, bitch.
for America. You gonna let a black man be America? America. You talking about America? You talking about big Chevy 2-door truck, mud tire, big gun rack, light fixture.
Now, another thing a lot of people don't know, and you can Google this. I can't remember the guy's name, but Falcon won't be the first black Captain America.
That's crazy.
There was a black Captain America back in the 70s.
But that was it.
Because Captain America was believed to have died in World War II, so they had to get somebody else to fill his role, and there was this black guy that they tried out. They tried a couple people, and there was a black guy that he was one of the more notable ones.
Well, that's why we gotta have one of those. We gotta have the issue pulled up. We
did. Black Dynamite. We had a Black Dynamite. He was our Captain
They are
America.
starting to put like black
These guys are
superheroes
on here
in, so they're
murderizing
basically
the whole
showing
comic
that
book
we
world
got alternate universes of these superheroes, but it's black. So you see how they came out with that Spider-Man is black with Miles Morales.
And hold it, right. I was just gonna say, whole time, shout out to the black comic books that we haven't mentioned. Shout out to the black animes that are also coming out in the world right now. Shout out to you guys, what you guys got going on. You guys doing great. And we get some black big booty hentai. That's all I'm saying.
So overall, you know what I'm saying, y'all being casual fans, bro, being a fan like me, you know what I'm saying, more like me, who's more versed. You know what I'm saying? I know that. Even though brother Deshaun is who I'm talking about when I say bro, for y'all that are listening to the podcast and not on the video. But I can tell just from having certain conversations with bro, he the way he responded, I was like, oh, he knows what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? But being that y'all are casual fans, how do y'all feel about how black people are really portrayed in superhero media? Like, as far as like not just Black Panther, but you got War Machine, you got Falcon, you've got
Why couldn't Terrence Howard do it?
Well,
so what happened with Terrence Howard? Terrence Howard got arrogant.
Yeah.
Terrence Howard was arrogant and wanted to get paid more than Robert Downey Jr. And he wasn't even.
Come on,
just Terrence Howard is War Machine. I guarantee you.
But given what I've heard, and I could be wrong, I could get corrected. Feel free to do so in the comments below. But whole time, Terrence Howard is pretty well versed in comic books. So he himself knew that War Machine wasn't just War Machine that we had. We have a watered down version of War Machine. He wasn't like, he knew that War Machine had other shit cracking off and that he could have had the opportunity to have more screen time. But just like with The Rock, and motherfucking
Fast and Furious,
G.I. Joe.
Oh yeah, G.I. Joe.
You go, hey, Shannon Tatum, you gotta get the fuck
Now,
out of the way, bro.
Right.
This is one thing I do believe. If they would have let Terrence Howard be War Machine, they would have done the Demon in the Bottle story more accurately. Do y'all are you Deshaun? Are you familiar with the Demon in the Bottle story for Iron Man?
Not so much.
Okay, so Demon in the Bottle. Everybody knows that Tony Stark is an alcoholic. So during this storyline, it's called Demon in the Bottle. He falls so deep into alcoholism that he loses Stark Industries, and he can't even operate properly as Iron Man. So he asked Rhodey to take his place as Iron Man, and Rhodey was Iron Man for a few years, even through the first big event, the Secret Wars. The first time that when put it like this, since this will make it easier to digest. When Spider-Man first got the black Venom suit, that wasn't Tony Stark Iron Man that was by his side fighting with him in the Secret Wars. That was Rhodey. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Rhodey had saved a lot of the Avengers' lives in like dire situations. So when it came out, when it came out, nah, you gotta be like, ashtray, bitch. You know what I'm saying? You don't say, man, pass the ashtray, bitch. Nah, you ain't talking to nobody in particular. You just calling for ashtray, bitch.
Ashtray, bitches. And y'all at home, y'all gotta imagine a group of white bitches running around here naked.
But anyway, okay, so back to the Demon of the Bottle story. So, he was Iron Man for a couple years. I believe if Terrence Howard would have been War Machine, they would have done that story the way they did, the way it was in the comics, because they did it in part 2. But since they replaced it with Don Cheadle, I guess that they was like, well, we're not going to do it like that. But since y'all saying Terrence Howard is more versed in comics, he probably would have pushed for that.
Yeah.
Because that was a thing in the comics when Rhodey became Iron Man.
Yeah, you know Terrence Howard.